Welcome to your review of vitamins in sports and performance nutrition.
Oh, yeah. Ready to unlock how these essential nutrients can power up your game.
Absolutely. We all know vitamins are important for our health. But today I'm really curious to kind of dive into how they specifically impact athletic performance.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating how these tiny compounds can make like a world of difference. Like, think of it this way. If you're pushing your body to the limit, you need premium fuel, right? Vitamins are like the spark plugs and the oil that keep your engine running smoothly,
Okay.
enabling your body to, produce energy, repair those muscles, and function at its peak. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
So where do we even start?
First, let's break down those two main categories. We've got water-soluble and fat-soluble vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins are like your daily energy drink. They're easily absorbed into the bloodstream, but your body doesn't store them, so you need like a consistent supply. Think B vitamins and vitamin C. They're essential for converting food into energy and protecting your cells from damage.
Got it. So if I'm training hard, I need to make sure I'm getting enough of these water-soluble vitamins every day.
Exactly. Now, fat-soluble vitamins are a bit different. They're like your long-term energy reserves. They require fat for absorption and can be stored in your body, so you don't need them daily. However, it's easier to overdo it with these, so balance is key. Vitamins A, D, E, and K fall into this category. They're super crucial for vision, bone health, immune function, and even protecting your cells from those pesky free radicals generated during intense exercise.
So it's like a two-pronged approach.
Yes.
A steady stream of water-soluble vitamins for daily energy needs, and a balanced intake of fat-soluble vitamins for long-term support and protection.
Exactly. Now let's zoom in on some specific vitamins that really shine when it comes to sports performance. Let's start with the B vitamins, the ultimate energy boosters.
Okay.
Think of them as the conductors of your body's energy orchestra.
Ooh, I like that. So which instrument is thiamine playing in this orchestra?
Okay, so thiamine, or vitamin B1, is like the lead violinist, converting carbohydrates, your body's primary fuel source, into usable energy. Without enough thiamine, your energy production falters, and you might feel that dreaded hitting the wall sensation during a workout.
Oh, yeah.
It's like trying to run a marathon with a flat tire. You just can't perform at your best.
Right, makes sense. So for athletes who rely on carbs for fuel, like marathon runners or cyclists, thiamine is especially crucial.
Absolutely. And here's where it gets really interesting. A thiamine deficiency can manifest in various ways like fatigue, muscle cramps, or even mental fog. It's like your body is sending you these subtle signals that something's off. That's why it's so important to ensure you're getting enough of this key nutrient, especially if you're really pushing your physical limits.
Okay, so how much thiamine do we actually need, and what are some good sources?
The recommended daily intake for men is around 1.2 milligrams and 1.1 milligrams for women. But active individuals might need more depending on their energy expenditure. You can find thiamine in a variety of foods like whole grains, pork, legumes, and nuts. Think of those hearty meals that fuel your workouts. They're often packed with thiamine.
Got it. So those pre-workout oatmeal bowls or post-workout lentil stews are doing double duty, providing energy and replenishing those thiamine stores.
Exactly.
Now, what about riboflavin, or B2? What role does that play in this energy orchestra?
Riboflavin is the percussionist, keeping the rhythm going during aerobic exercise.
Okay.
It's essential for the process of electron transport, which is basically how your body uses oxygen to generate energy. For endurance athletes, this is absolutely critical.
So if you're running a marathon or cycling for hours, you need riboflavin to help your body efficiently use oxygen and keep those legs pumping.
Precisely. And here's an interesting tidbit. A riboflavin deficiency can sometimes manifest as cracked lips or a sore throat. It's like your body's whispering, hey, I need more riboflavin to keep up with those intense workouts. You can find riboflavin in dairy products, eggs, leafy green vegetables, and almonds.
Got it. So adding some spinach to your post-workout smoothie or snacking on almonds throughout the day can help boost your riboflavin intake.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Now let's move on to niacin, or B3. It's the brass section, involved in both energy metabolism and nervous system function. It's essential for converting carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into energy, keeping your energy levels stable, and your mind sharp during training.
So niacin's like the multitasker of the B vitamins, ensuring that our bodies have the energy to power through workouts and our minds stay focused on the task at hand. What are some good sources of niacin?
You can find niacin in poultry, fish, peanuts, and whole grains. It's like those meals that leave you feeling satisfied and energized after. They're often good sources of niacin.
Okay, so a chicken and brown rice bowl after a workout is not only muscle building, but also a niacin powerhouse.
Exactly.
Got it. Now, I know we have a few more B vitamins to cover.
Yeah.
Can we do a quick rundown of their roles and sources?
Absolutely. Vitamin B6 is the woodwind section, crucial for glycogen metabolism. That's how your body stores carbohydrates for fuel. And for protein synthesis, which is essential for building and repairing muscle tissue. It's found in poultry, fish, bananas, and potatoes.
So those post-workout meals with a good source of protein and carbs are also packing a punch of B6 to support muscle recovery and growth.
Exactly. Now, vitamin B12 is the string section, essential for red blood cell formation, which carries oxygen throughout your body.
Okay,
Think of it as the oxygen delivery system for your muscles.
right. So for athletes who are constantly pushing their cardiovascular limits, B12 is essential for ensuring that their muscles are getting the oxygen they need to perform.
Precisely. Now, folate, or B9, is the keyboard player, crucial for DNA synthesis and cell division, both of which are essential for tissue growth and repair, especially after those intense workouts. You can find folate in leafy green vegetables, legumes, and fortified cereals.
So a salad with lentils and spinach is not only a great source of fiber, but also a folate powerhouse for supporting muscle recovery.
Exactly. And last but not least, biotin and pantothenic acid are like the backup singers, supporting the main players in energy production. Biotin is involved in carbohydrate, fat, and protein metabolism, while pantothenic acid plays a role in the breakdown of fatty acids for energy.
Okay?
These two are found in a wide variety of food, though as long as you have a diverse diet, you should be covered.
Wow, the B vitamins are a talented bunch,
Yeah.
each playing such a vital role in keeping our bodies energized and functioning at their best.
Yeah.
But before we move on to other vitamins, I have a quick question. I've heard that choline is important for athletes, but it's not technically a B vitamin, right?
That's right. Choline is often grouped with the B vitamins because it shares similar functions, especially in the nervous system and cell membrane integrity, both of which are crucial for muscle function and recovery.
So it's like an honorary member of the B vitamin band.
You could say that. Good sources of choline include eggs, liver, and soybeans.
Okay, so a breakfast omelet with some chopped veggies or a stir fry with tofu can provide a good dose of choline to support those early morning workouts.
Exactly.
Now, let's move on from the B vitamins to another superstar in the world of sports nutrition, vitamin C.
Okay.
I know it's an antioxidant, but how does that specifically benefit athletes?
Vitamin C is like your body's personal bodyguard, protecting your cells from damage caused by those free radicals we talked about earlier, which are generated during intense exercise.
So it's like a shield against the wear and tear of training.
Exactly. And here's the interesting part. Vitamin C is also essential for collagen synthesis.
Okay?
Collagen is a protein that forms the building blocks of your tendons, ligaments, and even your bones.
So not only does vitamin C help our bodies recover from the stress of exercise, but it also plays a crucial role in keeping our connective tissues strong and healthy, which is essential for preventing injuries.
Precisely. And don't forget its role in immune function, which is especially crucial for athletes who are constantly pushing their limits and potentially more susceptible to infections.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to make sure we're getting enough vitamin C?
The good news is that vitamin C is abundant in many fruits and vegetables, especially citrus fruits, berries, and leafy greens.
Okay.
Think of those colorful, refreshing snacks you grab after a workout. They're often packed with vitamin C.
Okay, so a post-workout snack of orange slices or a smoothie with berries and spinach is not only hydrating, but also a great way to replenish vitamin C stores and support immune function.
Exactly.
Now let's move on to the fat-soluble vitamins, starting with vitamin A. I know it's important for vision, but how does it relate to sports performance?
So, vitamin A is involved in various bodily functions, including cell growth and development, which are crucial for muscle repair and recovery after exercise.
Okay.
It also plays a role in immune function, helping your body fight off infections that might hinder your training.
So it's like a behind-the-scenes supporter, ensuring that our bodies are functioning optimally to handle the demands of training.
You could say that, and let's not forget its connection to bone health. Strong bones are essential for athletes, and vitamin A contributes to bone growth and remodeling, which can help prevent stress fractures and other injuries.
Okay, so what are the best sources of vitamin A?
You can find vitamin A in two forms. Preformed vitamin A, found in animal products like liver, dairy, and eggs,
Okay.
and provitamin A carotenoids found in plant-based foods like sweet potatoes, carrots, and spinach. Those colorful veggies you're adding to your meals are not only packed with antioxidants, but also contributing to your vitamin A intake.
Got it. So a breakfast omelet with spinach or a dinner with salmon and roasted sweet potatoes is not only delicious, but also a great way to get your dose of vitamin A for optimal bone health and muscle recovery.
Exactly. Now let's talk about carotenoids, which are often associated with vitamin A. They're those vibrant pigments that give fruits and vegetables their color. Think of the reds, oranges, yellows, and greens that fill your plate.
Yeah. So by eating a rainbow of fruits and vegetables, we're not only getting a variety of nutrients, but also boosting our carotenoid intake.
Exactly. And here's why that's important for athletes. Carotenoids act as antioxidants, protecting your cells from damage caused by intense exercise. They also have anti-inflammatory properties, which can aid in muscle recovery.
So it's like an added layer of protection and support for our bodies as we push our limits.
You got it.
Now, one particular carotenoid worth mentioning is lycopene. It's a powerful antioxidant primarily found in tomatoes and tomato products.
Exactly.
So a pasta dish with tomato sauce or a glass of tomato juice can contribute to our lycopene intake.
Absolutely. Now let's move on to another crucial fat-soluble vitamin D.
Okay?
It's often called the sunshine vitamin because our bodies can produce it from exposure to sunlight.
Right. But I know that's not always reliable, especially for athletes who train indoors or live in areas with limited sunlight.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to pay attention to dietary sources of vitamin D, such as fatty fish, eggs, and fortified foods like milk and cereal.
So a breakfast of salmon and eggs or a snack of yogurt with fortified cereal can help boost our vitamin D intake.
Exactly. Now here's why vitamin D is so important for athletes.
Okay?
It plays a crucial role in regulating calcium absorption, which is essential for strong bones.
Right.
It also contributes to muscle function and recovery, immune health, and even cell growth and development.
Wow. So vitamin D is truly a multitasker, impacting various aspects of athletic performance and overall health.
Yes.
Now let's move on to vitamin E, another powerful antioxidant.
Yes, vitamin E is like a guardian for your cell membranes, protecting them from damage caused by free radicals.
Okay?
It's particularly important for athletes because intense exercise can increase free radical production, putting our cells at risk.
So it's like an extra layer of defense for our muscles as they work hard.
Exactly. And some studies suggest that vitamin E might even help reduce muscle soreness after exercise, making it a valuable ally for recovery.
Okay, that's interesting. So what are some good sources of vitamin E?
You can find vitamin E in nuts, seeds, vegetable oils, and leafy green vegetables. Think of those snacks you grab for sustained energy. They're often packed with vitamin E.
Okay, so adding some almonds to your trail mix or tossing some sunflower seeds into your salad can boost your vitamin E intake.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, finally, let's talk about vitamin K. I know it's important for blood clotting, but how does it relate to athletic performance?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too.
Vitamin K is essential for bone health, which is crucial for athletes who put stress on their skeletons. It also plays a role in soft tissue healing, which is important for recovering from injuries.
So it's like a support system for our bones and tissues as they undergo the wear and tear of training.
You could say that. Good sources of vitamin K include leafy green vegetables, such as spinach, kale, and collard greens, as well as broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage.
So those green smoothies and salads are doing more than just providing fiber and vitamins. They're also supporting bone health and tissue repair.
Exactly. We've covered a lot of ground with vitamins, but now let's dive into the fascinating world of phytochemicals.
Okay.
They might not be officially classified as vitamins, but they offer a range of benefits that can definitely impact athletic performance.
Phytochemicals, those are the compounds found in plants, right? I'm eager to learn more about how they fit into the picture.
You got it. These compounds are essentially responsible for giving plants their color, aroma, and flavor, but they also offer a variety of health benefits, including antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties.
So it's like nature's way of providing us with an extra boost of protection and support.
Exactly. Think of phytochemicals as the supporting cat in the play of athletic performance. They might not have leading roles, but they're essential for the overall production.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Can you give us some examples of specific types of phytochemicals and their benefits?
Absolutely. Let's start with phenolic compounds, which are known for their potent antioxidant properties, helping to protect cells from damage caused by those free radicals we've been talking about. You can find phenolic compounds in a variety of fruits, vegetables, and beverages, like berries, grapes, tea, and even coffee.
So that post-workout cup of coffee or a snack of grapes and berries is not only enjoyable, but also provides a dose of phenolic compounds to combat oxidative stress.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to another group of phytochemicals called organosulfides. These compounds are known for their potential anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. You can find them in cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale, as well as garlic and onions.
So those cruciferous vegetables that we often add to our meals for fiber and vitamins are also packing a punch of organosulfides to support overall health and potentially reduce inflammation.
Precisely. Now, one more phytochemical to highlight is lycopene, which we touched upon earlier. It's a powerful antioxidant and is particularly abundant in tomatoes and tomato products.
So incorporating tomatoes into our meals, whether it's a pasta dish with tomato sauce, a salad with cherry tomatoes, or even a glass of tomato juice, can provide a dose of lycopene to support our antioxidant defenses.
Exactly. And remember, the key to maximizing the benefits of phytochemicals is to consume a diverse range of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains.
So it's not just about eating our greens, it's about embracing the entire rainbow of colors that nature has to offer.
Exactly. And by doing so, we're providing our bodies with a symphony of nutrients, including those essential vitamins and powerful phytochemicals, to support our athletic performance, recovery, and overall health.
Okay, so we've laid the foundation with vitamins and phytochemicals, but now I'm curious to explore how these nutrients specifically translate into tangible benefits for athletes. What are some of the key areas where these compounds truly shine?
Let's delve into that. First and foremost, vitamins and phytochemicals play a crucial role in energy production.
Okay.
As we discussed earlier, the B vitamins are essential for converting carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into usable energy, which is the foundation of athletic performance.
So if we're not getting enough of these key nutrients, our energy levels might falter, and we might struggle to maintain our intensity during training or competition.
Precisely. Now, another crucial area is muscle recovery.
Okay.
Intense exercise inevitably leads to muscle damage and inflammation, and vitamins like C, E, and D, along with a variety of phytochemicals, can help reduce inflammation, support tissue repair, and speed up recovery.
So those post-workout snacks and meals packed with colorful fruits and vegetables are not only replenishing our energy stores, but also providing the building blocks for muscle repair and reducing inflammation.
Exactly. And let's not forget the immune system. Athletes who push their limits are more susceptible to infections, and vitamins like C and D, along with antioxidants from various fruits and vegetables, can help strengthen the immune system and reduce the risk of getting sick.
So a well-nourished athlete is less likely to experience those frustrating training setbacks due to colds or flu.
Precisely. And finally, vitamins and phytochemicals play a role in bone health, which is crucial for athletes who put stress on their skeletons. Vitamin D, along with calcium, is essential for bone density, while vitamin K contributes to bone formation and strength.
So a diet rich in calcium-rich foods like dairy products or leafy greens, along with adequate vitamin D and K, can help athletes build and maintain strong bones, reducing the risk of stress fractures and other injuries.
Exactly. And remember, this is just a glimpse into the multifaceted world of vitamins and phytochemicals in sports nutrition. As we continue our deep dive, we'll explore specific strategies for optimizing your nutrient intake to maximize your athletic performance and overall well-being.
I'm ready to learn more. What's next on our agenda?
Let's dive deeper into the specific role of vitamin D in muscle function and recovery, and then we'll explore the crucial role of hydration and electrolytes in optimizing athletic performance. So let's shift gears a little bit and zoom in on vitamin D. You know the sunshine vitamin. We touched on its importance for bone health, but it's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of nutrients for athletes. It impacts everything from muscle function to recovery and even immunity.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Break it down for me. What's so special about vitamin D for those of us who are constantly pushing our bodies?
Well, think about it this way. When you train hard, you're essentially breaking down muscle tissue, right? Vitamin D plays a key role in helping those muscles rebuild and recover. It's like the construction crew that comes in after demolition, clearing the debris and laying the foundation for something stronger.
So it's not just about preventing bone fractures. Vitamin D is actively involved in muscle repair and growth.
Exactly. Research suggests that vitamin D receptors are actually present in muscle tissue, indicating it's not just like a passive observer, but an active participant in muscle function.
Okay,
Some studies even link vitamin D deficiency to muscle weakness, especially in older adults.
that makes sense. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less vitamin D, so it's even more important to pay attention to our intake. But for athletes of all ages, could a vitamin D deficiency explain things like performance plateaus or persistent fatigue?
It's definitely a possibility worth considering. If we connect this to the bigger picture, adequate vitamin D levels might help optimize muscle contraction, improve force production, and enhance overall athletic performance. It's like giving your muscles the tools they need to work efficiently and powerfully.
Okay, that's a compelling argument for making sure we're getting enough vitamin D. Now, what about muscle recovery? I'm always looking for you to bounce back faster after tough workouts. Does vitamin D play a role there too?
Here's where it gets really interesting. Some studies suggest that vitamin D might have anti-inflammatory effects, helping reduce muscle soreness and damage after those intense training sessions.
Okay.
Remember those pesky free radicals you talked about earlier that are generated during exercise?
Yeah.
Vitamin D, with its antioxidant properties, can help neutralize those troublemakers and reduce that oxidative stress that contributes to muscle damage.
So vitamin D is like a double agent, working to repair and protect our muscles from damage. That's a win-win for athletes.
Exactly. And we can't forget about its impacts on the immune system, which is crucial for athletes who are constantly pushing their limits.
Right.
Intense exercise can temporarily suppress the immune system, making us more susceptible to colds and infections.
I can definitely relate to that. It seems like I always get sick after a big race or competition.
Yeah, that's because your body's in recovery mode and its defenses are lowered. But here's the good news. Vitamin D actually plays a role in regulating immune responses,
Okay.
helping to keep your immune system strong and resilient.
So it's like an invisible shield protecting us from those bugs that are always lurking around waiting to strike when we're most vulnerable.
That's a great way to put it. Now, with all these amazing benefits, the big question is, how can we ensure we're getting enough vitamin D, especially if we can't always soak up the sun?
That's a great question. I know some foods contain vitamin D, but is it enough to meet the demands of an active lifestyle?
Well, you can get some vitamin D from fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified foods like milk and cereal. It can be challenging to get enough solely from diet, especially for athletes with higher needs. That's where supplementation comes in.
Okay, so supplementation might be the key to reaching those optimal levels, but I remember seeing a table earlier that outlined different vitamin D levels in the blood.
Right.
Could you remind me what those levels are and what they mean for our health?
Of course. A serum vitamin D level below 50 nanograms per milliliter is generally considered insufficient and might increase the risk of deficiency.
Hmm.
Levels between 50 and 80 ngml are considered sufficient for overall health.
Okay.
But some experts suggest that athletes might benefit from levels on the higher end of that range.
Hmm.
Above 80 ngml is generally considered optimal for bone and overall health.
So getting our vitamin D levels checked could be a valuable tool for athletes to ensure they're not deficient and to see if supplementation might be beneficial.
Exactly. It's like getting a peek under the hood to make sure anything's running smoothly. Now, while vitamin D offers a plethora of benefits, it's important to be mindful of potential downsides or risks, particularly with supplementation.
And that's a good point. It's easy to think that if some is good, more must be better. But that's not always the case with vitamins and minerals.
You're absolutely right. As with any supplement, it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional to determine the appropriate dosage for your individual needs. Excessive vitamin D intake can actually lead to a condition called hypercalcemia, where there's too much calcium in your blood.
Okay, so moderation and personalized guidance are key when it comes to vitamin D supplementation. What are some signs of hypercalcemia that athletes should be aware of?
Hypercalcemia can manifest in various ways, including nausea, vomiting, weakness, and even confusion. In severe cases, it can lead to kidney problems.
So it's important to be mindful of those potential side effects and to seek medical advice if you experience any unusual symptoms.
Exactly. And remember, factors like training intensity, time spent outdoors, and dietary habits all play a role in determining your individual vitamin D needs. Athletes who train primarily indoors or live in areas with limited sunlight might need to be more proactive about their vitamin D intake.
That makes sense. It's like a personalized puzzle, and we need to figure out the right pieces to optimize our vitamin D levels. Now, let's shift our focus to another crucial aspect of performance nutrition hydration.
Ah, yes. Hydration, the foundation of athletic performance. You can have all the vitamins and minerals in the world,
Right.
but if you're not properly hydrated, your body simply can't function at its best.
It's like trying to run a marathon in the desert without water. You're not going to get very far.
That's a great analogy. Water is essential for every bodily function, from regulating body temperature to transporting nutrients and oxygen to our muscles.
Right.
And for athletes who are constantly losing fluids through sweat,
Right.
staying properly hydrated is absolutely critical.
Okay, so it's not just about quenching our thirsty hydration, has real consequences for our athletic abilities.
Exactly. Even mild dehydration can lead to decreased endurance, reduced strength and power,
Huh.
impaired cognitive function, and delayed recovery.
So it's like our bodies are operating on a low battery and we're not able to access our full potential.
Precisely. Now, I know the general recommendation is to drink 8 glasses of water a day.
Yeah.
But does that apply to athletes who are sweating buckets during training?
That's a great question. I'm always unsure of how much water I should actually be drinking, especially on those intense training days.
The 8 glasses a day rule is a good starting point, but athletes typically need significantly more fluids, especially during and after training or competition.
Okay.
Factors like exercise intensity, duration, environmental conditions, and individual sweat rates all play a role.
Okay, so there's no one-size-fits-all answer. How can athletes determine their individual hydration needs?
One practical approach is to weigh yourself before and after exercise.
Okay.
The difference in weight, which primarily reflects fluid loss, can give you a good indication of how much fluid you need to replenish.
So if I lose 2 pounds of sweat during a workout, I should aim to drink 2 pounds of fluid afterward.
That's a good rule of thumb. Another helpful strategy is to monitor your urine color.
Okay.
Pale yellow urine generally indicates adequate hydration, while darker shades suggest you need to drink more.
Okay, those are some helpful tips. Now, let's talk about electrolytes. I know they're important for hydration, but what exactly are they and why are they so crucial for athletes?
Electrolytes are minerals that carry an electrical charge when dissolved in fluids like blood.
Okay.
Think sodium, potassium, chloride, magnesium, and calcium.
Okay.
They play essential roles in regulating fluid balance, muscle function, nerve transmission, and many other bodily processes.
So they're like the tiny electrical conductors that keep our bodies running smoothly.
Exactly. And when we sweat, we lose not only water, but also electrolytes.
Right.
That's why it's so important for athletes to replenish those electrolytes, especially during prolonged or intense exercise.
Okay, so if we're not replenishing our electrolytes, we might experience those dreaded muscle cramps or even feel lightheaded or dizzy.
Right.
But how can we replenish them effectively? Are sports drinks the answer?
Sports drinks can be helpful, especially for endurance athletes who are training or competing for extended periods.
Hmm.
They provide a convenient way to replenish fluids, electrolytes, and carbohydrates,
Okay.
which can help maintain energy levels and delay fatigue.
But I've heard that sports drinks can be high in sugar. Are there any healthier alternatives?
You're right, some sports drinks can be quite sugary,
Yeah.
but there are lower sugar and even sugar-free options available.
Okay.
And for shorter workouts or less intense activities, water might be sufficient to rehydrate adequately.
So it's about choosing the right beverage based on the intensity and duration of your workout.
Exactly.
But what about food? Can we get electrolytes from our diet?
Absolutely. Foods like bananas, coconut water, leafy greens, and dairy products are all good sources of electrolytes.
Okay, so a post-workout snack of a banana and a glass of milk can help replenish those electrolytes naturally. I'm curious, are there any common mistakes athletes make when it comes to hydration?
One common mistake is waiting until they feel thirsty to drink.
Right.
Thirst is actually a sign that you're already dehydrated. So aim to drink fluids consistently throughout the day, especially before, during, and after exercise.
That's a great reminder. It's easy to get caught up in training or competition and forget to drink enough.
Exactly. Another mistake is relying solely on water for hydration during prolonged or intense exercise, especially in hot and humid conditions.
Okay.
In these situations, you're losing electrolytes at a faster rate,
Right.
and water alone might not be sufficient to replenish them. That's when sports drinks or electrolyte-rich foods can be beneficial.
So it's like fine-tuning your hydration strategy based on the specific demands of your workout.
Exactly. And finally, some athletes underestimate the importance of post-exercise hydration. Replenishing fluids and electrolytes after a workout is crucial for optimal recovery and performance in subsequent training sessions.
Okay, so it's a three-pronged approach. Pre-hydration, hydration during exercise, and post-exercise replenishment. Now I'm starting to see how crucial hydration truly is for athletic success. It's not just about drinking water. It's about understanding our individual needs, being proactive about fluid intake, and replenishing electrolytes effectively.
Well said. Hydration is like the foundation of a house. You can have the most beautiful structure, but without a solid foundation, it will crumble.
That's a great way to put it. Now let's move on to another fascinating aspect of performance nutrition, the role of antioxidants. I've heard they're important for overall health, but I'm curious to explore their specific benefits for athletes.
As we mentioned earlier, exercise, especially intense training, generates these things called free radicals in the body. Think of free radicals as these tiny little rust particles that can damage our cells and tissues.
So it's like our bodies are experiencing a mini version of oxidation, similar to what happens to a piece of metal left out in the right.
That's a great analogy, and that's where antioxidants come in. They act like rust inhibitors, neutralizing those free radicals and protecting our cells from oxidative stress.
So it's like a constant battle between free radicals and antioxidants in our bodies, and athletes who are constantly pushing their limits need to make sure they have enough antioxidants to win that battle.
Exactly, and that's where a diet rich in antioxidants comes into play.
Okay, I'm starting to understand the connection. Now, what are some of the key benefits of antioxidants for athletes specifically?
While studies have shown that antioxidants might help reduce muscle damage and inflammation after exercise, which can lead to faster recovery times,
Okay.
they might also contribute to boosting immune function,
Hmm.
helping athletes stay healthy and train consistently.
Okay.
And some research even suggests that antioxidants might enhance endurance performance by protecting against oxidative stress in muscles.
Wow, that's quite a list of benefits. So where can athletes find these powerful antioxidants?
Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and certain beverages like tea and coffee are excellent sources of antioxidants. Think berries, dark leafy greens, citrus fruits, almonds, walnuts, and even dark chocolate.
So it sounds like we need to embrace that rainbow of colors on our plates and in our snacks.
Exactly. Aim for a variety of colorful fruits and vegetables every day, and you'll be providing your body with a diverse range of antioxidants to fight those free radicals.
Okay, that's a great visual. Now, are there any specific antioxidants that stand out for their benefits to athletes?
Vitamin C, as we discussed earlier, is a potent antioxidant
Yeah,
that plays a vital role in collagen synthesis for healthy tendons and ligaments,
right,
as well as supporting immune function.
right. And it also helps protect against those free radicals generated during exercise.
Exactly. Another key player is vitamin E.
Hmm,
It's a powerful antioxidant that protects cell membranes from damage,
okay.
particularly in the muscles.
So vitamin C and E are like a dynamic duo for athletes, working together to keep our cells healthy and functioning optimally.
That's a great way to put it. And let's not forget about those carotenoids like beta-carotene and lycopene, which we mentioned earlier.
Right. They act as antioxidants and have been linked to a reduced risk of certain cancers.
So those colorful fruits and vegetables are packing a double punch, providing both vitamins and antioxidants.
Exactly.
Now, are there any specific strategies athletes can use to boost their antioxidant intake?
Timing is important. Consuming antioxidant-rich foods or beverages before and after training can help combat oxidative stress and support recovery.
Okay, so a smoothie with berries and greens before a workout and a recovery meal with plenty of veggies afterward.
Exactly. Another strategy is to focus on variety.
Okay.
Different fruits and vegetables contain different types of antioxidants, so the more diverse your diet, the wider range of antioxidants you'll be consuming.
So it's like we're building an antioxidant army to protect our bodies.
This is a great way to think about it. And finally, don't underestimate the power of supplementation.
Okay.
While a balanced diet should be your primary source of antioxidants, targeted supplementation can be helpful for athletes with specific needs or deficiencies. Okay, so it's a combination of a colorful diet, smart timing, and potentially targeted supplementation to help athletes maximize their antioxidant defenses.
Precisely. Antioxidants play a crucial role in mitigating the oxidative stress caused by exercise, ultimately supporting optimal recovery, performance, and overall health.
This is all starting to make sense. Vitamins, minerals, hydration, electrolytes, antioxidants, it's all connected. It's a holistic approach to performance nutrition.
Exactly. And it's not just about athletes. These principles apply to anyone looking to improve their health and well-being.
Well said. Now, before we wrap up our discussion of antioxidants, I have one final question. Considering all the information we've covered so far, what's the most important takeaway for our listeners?
That's a great question. If I had to distill it down to one key message, it would be this: knowledge is power.
Okay.
Understanding the role of vitamins, minerals, and other essential nutrients in athletic performance empowers you to make informed choices about your diet and lifestyle.
I love that. It's not about following rigid rules or restrictive diets. It's about being informed and making choices that support your individual needs and goals.
Exactly. And remember, this is just the beginning of your journey into the world of sports and performance nutrition. There's always more to learn and explore, so stay curious, keep experimenting, and most importantly, listen to your body. It'll tell you what it needs to thrive.
Those are wise words. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the foundational principles of a balanced diet to the importance of hydration, electrolytes, and antioxidants. But before we move on to our next topic, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay?
What are the areas of performance nutrition where you feel the most confident, and where do you feel there's room for growth and exploration?
That's an excellent question to ponder. Reflecting on your strengths and areas for improvement is a valuable step in optimizing your nutritional approach. Remember, this is a lifelong journey, and there's always something new to discover.
Well said. We encourage you to continue learning, experimenting, and finding what works best for you. But for now, let's move on to another hot topic in the world of sports nutrition dietary supplements.
Ah, yes. The world of protein powders, pre-workout formulas, and magical performance enhancers.
Exactly. There's so much hyped and conflicting information out there.
Yeah.
How can we cut through the noise and make informed decisions about supplements?
That's where evidence-based recommendations come in.
Okay,
Not all supplements are created equal,
right.
and some might not even be necessary for the average person, let alone athletes who are already following a well-balanced diet.
Okay, so let's break it down. What are some of the most common supplements athletes consider, and what does the science say about their effectiveness?
Protein supplements, particularly whey protein, are popular among athletes looking to build and repair muscle tissue.
Right, I see those giant tugs of protein powder everywhere these days. But is supplementing with protein really necessary? Can't we get enough from food?
You can absolutely get enough protein from a well-balanced diet. However, for athletes engaging in intense training, protein supplements can be a convenient way to meet their increased protein needs, especially if they're struggling to get enough from food alone.
So it's like a shortcut for those who might find it challenging to consume enough chicken breasts, Greek yogurt, or lentils to reach their daily protein target.
Exactly, and research suggests that whey protein in particular is rapidly absorbed and utilized by the body, making it effective for muscle protein synthesis.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, what about creatine? I've heard it can enhance strength and power, but I'm a bit hesitant to try it, not knowing much about it.
Creatine is a naturally occurring compound found in our muscles
Hmm,
and plays a role in energy production during high-intensity activities.
okay.
Think of it as a reserve energy tank that your muscles can tap into when they need an extra boost.
So supplementing with creatine essentially tops off that energy tank.
That's a simplified way to put it, but yes.
Okay.
Studies have shown that creatine supplementation can lead to increases in muscle mass, strength, and power output, particularly in activities involving short bursts of intense effort like weightlifting or sprinting.
So for athletes involved in those types of sports, creatine could potentially provide a performance edge. But is it safe?
Creatine is generally considered safe when taken at recommended doses.
Okay.
However, some individuals might experience gastrointestinal discomfort, bloating, or weight gain due to water retention.
So as with any supplement, it's crucial to start slowly, monitor your body's response, and consult with a healthcare professional if you have any concerns.
Absolutely. Now, let's move on to another category of supplements that's often surrounded by hype pre-workout formulas.
Ah, yes, the concoctions promising energy, focus, and superhuman strength. I have to admit, I'm intrigued, but also a bit skeptical.
It's understandable to be skeptical. There are a lot of bold claims out there.
Yeah.
But let's break down what's actually in these pre-workout formulas and what the science says about their potential effects. Many of them contain caffeine,
Okay.
which can enhance alertness and reduce perceived exertion during workouts.
Okay, so that explains the energy boost I've heard people talk about.
Right.
But what about the other ingredients often listed on those labels? They often sound like something out of a science fiction movie.
Some pre-workout formulas also include ingredients like beta-alanine,
Okay.
which can help buffer muscle acidity and delay fatigue,
Okay.
and nitric oxide boosters, which can improve blood flow and nutrient delivery to muscles.
So there's a potential scientific basis for some of these claims, but are pre-workout formulas really necessary for the average gym goer or even for athletes who are already following a well-balanced diet?
Not necessarily. If you're getting enough sleep,
Okay.
eating a balanced diet, and properly fueling your workouts with carbohydrates and protein, you might not need the extra boost that a pre-workout formula provides.
So it's like an optional tool for those who might benefit from an extra edge or who are looking to break through a plateau.
That's a good way to think about it.
Okay.
However, it's important to be mindful of the potential side effects of pre-workout formulas, particularly those containing high doses of caffeine or other stimulants.
Right. Too much caffeine can lead to jitters, anxiety, and even sleep disturbances, which could hinder performance and recovery in the long run.
And some individuals might be sensitive to other ingredients, experiencing digestive issues or other adverse reactions. So as always, moderation and careful selection are key.
Okay, I'm starting to see the bigger picture. Supplements can be helpful tools for athletes, but they're not magic bullets. It's about understanding their potential benefits and risks and making informed decisions based on individual needs and goals.
Precisely, and we can't emphasize enough the importance of consulting with a qualified healthcare professional or a registered dietitian who specializes in sports nutrition.
Right?
They can provide personalized guidance and help you create a safe and effective supplementation strategy that aligns with your training and performance objectives.
That's great advice. It's a reminder that navigating the world of sports nutrition can be complex, and seeking expert guidance is often the best approach, especially when it comes to something as potentially impactful as supplementation.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into sports and performance nutrition, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Considering everything we've discussed, from the foundational principles of a balanced diet to the nuances of hydration, electrolytes, and supplementation, what's one actionable step you can take today to improve your nutritional approach and support your athletic goals?
That's an excellent question to ponder. Remember, even small changes can make a big difference over time. So start small, stay consistent, and enjoy the journey towards optimizing your performance and overall well-being.
So, we've talked about a lot of the more common supplements like protein and creatine and pre-workout formulas. But, there's another one I wanted to touch on that you might not hear about as often: branched chain amino acids, or BCAAs.
BCAAs, okay, I know amino acids are the building blocks of protein, but I'm not as familiar with these particular ones. What makes them stand out, especially for athletes?
There are three BCAAs: leucine, isoleucine, and valine. They're considered essential because our bodies can't actually produce them.
Okay.
So we have to get them from our diet. And what's interesting is that these BCAAs are metabolized directly in the muscles,
Hmm.
unlike other amino acids that are processed by the liver first.
So that means they're readily available for muscle repair and growth, right?
Exactly. And studies suggest that leucine in particular plays a key role in stimulating muscle protein synthesis.
Okay.
That's that process of building new muscle tissue, which is essential for athletes looking to improve strength, power, and recovery.
So it's like giving your muscles the building blocks they need right when they need them. But is supplementing with BCAAs really necessary? Can't we get enough of these amino acids from a regular protein-rich diet?
That's a great question. You can definitely get BCAAs from foods like meat, poultry, fish, eggs, and dairy products. But for athletes engaging in intense training, especially endurance athletes, supplementing with BCAAs might be beneficial,
Okay.
especially during and after workouts.
So it's like an extra layer of support for those who are really pushing their limits.
Right.
Now, I've heard some people talk about BCAAs helping with muscle soreness. Is there any truth to that?
Some studies suggest that BCAAs might help reduce muscle damage and soreness after exercise, but the research is still somewhat mixed. It's possible that they might contribute to faster recovery by reducing inflammation and promoting muscle protein synthesis,
Okay.
but more research is needed to confirm those benefits.
Okay, so it's not a guaranteed cure for sore muscles, but it might be worth exploring for athletes who are struggling with recovery.
Right.
Are there any potential downsides or risks associated with BCAA supplementation?
BCAAs are generally considered safe when taken at recommended doses.
Okay.
But as with any supplement, it's always a good idea to start slowly and monitor your body's response.
Right.
Some people might experience mild gastrointestinal discomfort,
Yeah.
but that's usually temporary.
So moderation and common sense are key, as with any supplement.
Right.
Now, before we wrap up our discussion of supplements, is there anything else athletes should keep in mind when making decisions about what to take?
Absolutely. It's important to remember that supplements are just that, supplements. They're intended to supplement a healthy diet, not replace it.
So the foundation of a solid nutrition plan for athletes is still a well-balanced diet filled with nutrient-rich foods.
Exactly. Supplements can be helpful tools for addressing specific needs or gaps in your diet, but they shouldn't be seen as magic bullets or quick fixes.
Right, and it's always best to consult with a qualified healthcare professional or a registered dietitian who specializes in sports nutrition to get personalized guidance.
Absolutely. They can help you assess your individual needs, determine if supplementation is appropriate, and recommend specific products and dosages based on your goals and training regimen.
Well, it's been fascinating to explore the world of vitamins, minerals, and supplements, and to learn how these nutrients play such a vital role in athletic performance, recovery, and overall health.
Yeah, it really is amazing how much of an impact these things can have on your performance.
Absolutely. And I think the key takeaway for our listeners is that it's not about following rigid rules or chasing the latest fads. It's about understanding the fundamental principles of sports nutrition, listening to your body, and making choices that support your individual needs and goals.
Well said. And it's a journey, right? It's not a destination.
Right.
There's always more to learn, more to explore, and, more ways to fine-tune your approach to nutrition to really achieve those athletic goals and live a healthy, vibrant life.
Those are inspiring words to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the fascinating world of sports and performance nutrition. We hope you've gained valuable insights and practical tips that you could apply to your own journey. Until next time, keep fueling your passion, keep pushing your limits, and keep striving to be the best version of yourself.